Dear brothers, dear sisters, welcome, Uroš here. Today I'm located very far away from my home. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm at NACCHO conference. And for those who are into camps, you should definitely check their website and get some information about this conference, which is a must for you. And today I'm extremely lucky because at this conference I was able to meet an incredible guy. His name is Chris. He's coming from Colorado. He's a patient with hemophilia B severe. And he has a very special quest. It's called 7 Summit Quest. And he's going to tell us about. But firstly, Chris, how was it to grow up with hemophilia in your country?
Hemophilia care in the U.S. is very good. Growing up, though, it was much different when I was first born. People really looked at us as very fragile and had to be protected at all times. But as I got older and prophylactic treatment became more common, it really opened up what we could do and kind of pushing the limits a little bit. And I had a really great childhood growing up with hemophilia. Definitely had its rough patches and issues, but overall, it was good.
So definitely what we want for all the hemophiliacs around the world now.
Definitely. I mean, if everybody with hemophilia could have, what I had growing up, it would be a much different look for hemophilia. A lot less suffering.
So while growing up, did you have many bleeds?
Growing up, I did have many bleeds. When I was very young, I didn't have a ton of bleeds. I only had a few knee bleeds and muscle bleeds. But as I got into my teenage years, I had many muscle bleeds. But I was very fortunate not to have too many joint bleeds. So my joints are in pretty good shape.
Okay, so no issues then with joints.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Well, very lucky. I am very lucky.
Thank you. So tell us about your quests.
So my quest is to climb the 7 summits, which are the highest mountains on each continent. To date, I've actually climbed 4 of those mountains, which is pretty cool. I've really loved mountains and being outside, and I love the challenge of climbing these big peaks. It's really an amazing feeling when you work really hard and you make it to the top of one of those and you get to see this incredible view and feel that accomplishment. Yeah, it's unreal.
So, to all those of you, we are talking also about Mount Everest,
Yes, Mount Everest is on that list, so hopefully in a year or 2 I'll be up there. So that's the goal.
So what were the mountains that you already climbed?
So I already climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Africa. I've climbed Aconcagua, which is in Argentina. Mount Elbrus, which is in Russia. And I've climbed Mount McKinley, which is in Alaska.
But if I'm not wrong, your challenge or quest, it's not only about you, it's also about charity? No?
Yes. So when I went for my first climb in Africa, it was really just something I wanted to try, see if I could do it. And while in Africa, I met some people with hemophilia there, and I really saw what hemophilia could be. I guess I never really thought about what hemophilia looked like without treatment. And it was very eye-opening, and after I summited Kilimanjaro and I decided I wanted to climb more mountains, I also decided that it needed to be for a purpose. It needed to be to help those people that don't have the treatment.
Yeah.
So I've been doing fundraisers for a group called Save One Life, and they help people with hemophilia in developing countries.
How do you set your goals? I mean, when you decided to do that, what was your pathway to achieve this goal?
Yeah, it was tricky. Getting the first one out of the way was actually one of the easiest parts. It was just kind of a personal quest.
Yeah.
But to keep that momentum going, and it was really difficult. I had to figure out how I was going to raise money to climb it, or if I was going to pay out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out how I was going to get there and take time off and train for all these things. And it was very difficult. But I think if you really have a passion for something, you work really hard to figure out how to achieve that goal. You make some mistakes along the way, and I had an accident training one time that put me back a little ways, but I recovered from that. But you just have to keep that passion in mind, and if you have that purpose behind it, it really helps you push forward.
And what keeps you going? I mean, you are walking in some on some huge snow and in cold, and you're not on the beach. But what keeps you going? I mean, in those times when it's hard.
I have quite a few things that inspire me when I'm having a rough day.
Yeah.
I can remember one time on Mount McKinley that it was just exhausting. I was carrying a huge backpack, probably like 60 pounds, and I was dragging a sled full of even more pounds of gear, and I was just exhausted, and I felt like I couldn't make it anymore. And I actually have a picture that I carry with me just for that reason, and it's of me and a boy I met in Kenya that, he was 10 years old and he didn't even know he had hemophilia, and he was basically crippled already.
Yeah.
And I look at that picture and I'm like, I chose to be up here and work and try and get this, accomplish this goal. He never had a choice, and so I can suck it up and work harder and get through this hard time.
Yeah.
So, and it works,
Yeah. Do you have any last thoughts that you would like to share with our friends around the world?
I think the main thing is just find something you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be climbing mountains. I mean, that's obviously not for everybody. Not for people that don't have hemophilia. But find something you're passionate about and just go for it. You never know. I mean, I think a lot of people just never think their crazy dreams are attainable.
Yeah.
But they really are. If you start going for it and pushing for it and don't quit, you can make it happen.
I agree completely. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you will be able to succeed.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm sure that you're going to be able to succeed, and I believe that when you succeed, we're going to talk again.
It sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.